Alright, let's continue. I think it might be similar to Bloodborne in that he's an NPC where if you attack him, you might forever lose the chance to talk to him or become allies or receive anything from him. That did happen to me once or twice in Bloodborne where I wasn't sure. And I did attack them, and they're obviously, generally they're very powerful. Especially early game, you will get wrecked. So it's definitely advisable to not be too rash. So let's head into this gold thing. Those are usually again like prisons and stuff, no? It's like an old name for like a prison or a dungeon. So we'll try. I mean, why not? Oh, this is how it works. Okay. It's sealed. Yeah, not doing well so far. Not doing very well at all. I just want to land a hit on it to see what happens. It dodged my first magic, so... Ah. I think this helps me in this situation. I'm not even sure, you know. It's the first time I pressed it. Yeah, so it's one of these. These are like a checkpoint. I'm pretty certain, again, this is a boss that's OP for me, but we'll see. So I thought we were going to be taken to a dungeon, but fine. I mean, even with the shield I was taking big damage, so that's how you know that you're likely done. But my magic did do decent damage, so... Okay, yes, he's extremely aggressive, and again, my evasion feels completely slack, but that magic did a interesting amount of damage, so not gonna bow out of this one just yet. But I mean, you can see even after getting a few levels up and stuff, yes, it feels nice when you get them, but it doesn't suddenly make you like, oh my god, I'm so much more powerful now. Against like maybe some random encounters and stuff, you'll feel it sooner, but I think against like real big time difficult enemies, you're gonna struggle. I think you'd probably have to level up like 10-15 levels to really start seeing it, and then probably accompany that with getting some improved weapons and stuff. Okay, we're doing better this time. That was a mistake. That's a mistake. Okay, so it's been a few attempts, but it does seem like magic is doing enough damage that maybe if I can evade well enough, use this that has a bit more range, and use magic at the same time, that combination of things might be enough. It doesn't have that much health, especially if I'm using magic, so I feel I have a shot here. Ah, it got it too quick, So every time you start the battle, it behaves differently. Sometimes it just runs straight for you and starts swiping immediately. And then, of course, you have no time to cast your spells. So with that one, you get wrecked completely. But I did have one attempt where I managed to get a decent number of spells in and it was much easier. So I'm definitely giving this one more goes. I mean, escaping from one boss is one thing, but I don't want to get into a habit of doing it every single time. I hate it when you dodge the first one really nicely and you feel like you're in with a shot, and then it does 2 more on top of it in no time at all and you just can't recover and you're dead. I just can't evade. I do feel like in Bloodborne, even earlier on, I was a bit better at evading attacks. Like this game, I feel like either the roll distance is shorter or there's something different about it that I can't use what I normally feel like I could use. Either it's just, again, it's just a skill gap from when I was playing Bloodborne and I'd had like 30, 40, 50 hours of experience with it. But it's probably going to force me to adapt my playstyle for that kind of thing. So actually, before I waste too much more time on this one, it's not going well so far. This is taking a bit longer than I thought. One thing I haven't been doing is taking a proper look at my inventory. And what I mean by that is, for example, shit that I'm not using like this, I gotta move to the chest. I'm assuming that this affects my load at the moment, so I gotta like unequip them, right? Okay, so I'm trying to reduce my load basically to try and give myself a little more mobility. I think the only things that have weight are... yeah, I've got to drop some of that stuff too. Right, so let me see what my load is at now. I haven't really needed to evade as much, but I've noticed that my evasion is absolutely terrible. And I feel like this might be the kind of game... it's 40.1 still. So it kind of just depends on what you have equipped rather than everything in your inventory, which is a shame, but... I think now I've got to try and think outside the box a little more and use some stuff that I haven't up until this point. So let's... we don't need these. So I'm going to start to try and use some stuff like this. Great Gem, and use FP to use a Magic Bolt, for example. So this kind of stuff I feel like could benefit me. Chunk. Fan. So we've got to start thinking outside the box here. Okay. So I think this might help me a little bit more. Also, I still think maybe I should go for this particular boss battle. So we'll do something like this and we'll see if we can do a better job this time. Let's do it. Okay, so we're back here again for another attempt. I mean, I don't necessarily think I suddenly have a great chance at this, but at least I have some options. The only thing is, I'm hoping that these get restored if I screw up. So I guess you can grab one of these blessings before a battle starts. Okay. Yeah, of course, it still comes back to trying to evade here. Oof, that was aggressive. I was supposed to swap to my shield. I forgot to swap to my shield. But you can see already, using some of those items and stuff, I already had a much better attempt. Now I'm hoping I didn't lose all those items. If I did, then I'm in big trouble. Then you have to kind of like save, reset to try. I think I did. Oh man. I guess I'll probably have to get to like halfway first before I try and use it. Yeah, those were not easy to come by. And well, I've got Margit, the actual proper boss, to try and defeat. So I figured maybe we'd be able to get away with not using them. It's just so hard to evade, man. I just can't, like, I can't spend more than 3 seconds without taking a hit. I really don't know how I'm supposed to deal with that. So I take it back. I thought this one was not that bad, but it is quite bad. And that's the thing, but the only thing with this is because you can encounter pretty much any boss at any time, this could have been the first boss that I found. So the main challenge for me is figuring out, like, the first boss I encountered within the first hour of the game was, I only died once. So there are bosses that easy that's available. So then you just think to yourself, when you encounter something like this, it's like, well, should this be a boss that I skip as well? And then you're like, yeah, but I don't want to do that for every single boss. So I don't know, man. I really don't. But you can see, you just, even if I'm sprinting away, it's bloody tough. Relentless. Yeah, you can see I'm trying my best here to evade this guy, but yeah, he's just gunning you down, man. He's just, like, if you're rolling, he's rolling towards you, and he's just continuing to slam that blade in your face. Yeah, this is the most difficult decision I've had so far, where I could be here for another hour fighting this guy. Is it get good time, or is it like just, okay, call this one a miss and continue exploring as well? I really don't know now. It's the first time I haven't been able to decide. Like, Margit was like, that one to me was clear that I had to get better in terms of my equipment and my stats and stuff too. But maybe I've just encountered 2 back-to-back difficult bosses. I just don't know. I really don't. And well, my items are limited, so like I only no. You know what? I think after that I'm done. It only took 67 damage from my weapon. I'm not ready for this guy. I think that's the clue that I needed. So, no. I think we're done here. If you're only doing 67 damage to an enemy, and to be fair, I mean, this is something that I found in a more advanced area. So this is the best weapon I have. So I think by that virtue, I'm not convinced at all. So at least I know where that one is. That's a pretty easy place to go back to. Smithing stones. Where do I find smithing stones? I think I'm going to head here and then explore this region a little bit if I can. Maybe. But there is this telescope thing as well that I'm curious about. Whoops. So I'm going to go back to traveling here. I have spent maybe like 20-25 minutes, half an hour on that guy. And most of that obviously is going to be edited out, but I just don't have the... I just don't have what it takes to be that guy. Maybe it's particularly strong against this weapon, I don't know, but... For now, I'm just going to move on. So for me, that's one of the biggest... It really is the biggest challenge, like knowing when to move on and knowing when you really just got to press on and just keep trying. Because I mean, after what, 3 bosses, 4 bosses, 5 bosses, 6 bosses, are you just going to keep turning around and saying, nope, I can't do this? So, I don't know. Honestly, it seems like it is a viable strategy because every time you turn away from a boss and you go exploration mode, you're going to get better in terms of you're going to find new things, you might find new weapons. Whoa. You might get a new... what's going on? Is this the Erd tree doing stuff? So yeah, with the new stuff that you could get, you're always going to be in a better position for the next one. And I mean, like I say, you could of course always encounter something that's easier too. Maybe you're just unlucky and you've encountered multiple more difficult enemies. Who knows? Yeah, this guy's pretty tough. But by the time he gets here... Yeah, he's angry. But he won't last. Another one down. Yeah, I needed to remember to change my distribution back. Oh, okay, fine. Right, this little place is mine now. What do we get? Okay, another cookbook. This could be trouble. Yeah, I avoided that nicely. Oh no. What is he doing? What the fuck was he doing there? I have no idea what he was even trying to do. I didn't realize there was one more guy to take out, but not good. So yeah, I was doing so well. I was feeling quite hype after I finished the trapped area, and then I managed to explore more of the round table, but it's back to the grind again. That's what these games are like, though. You get that momentary sort of feeling of you're getting somewhere, and then something happens and you're like, actually no, I'm not really getting anywhere. Actually, no. See, I nearly made the same mistake again. I've got to give myself more flasks. Behold, gorgeous view. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I guess I can take these guys out with magic from up here as well. I guess over there somewhere. Okay. Right, can he? Oh, he can. Big boy can come up here. Whoa. Okay. Things just got dangerous very quickly. Horrible move. Yeah, this is definitely a dangerous little area here. At least I can summon some peeps if I want. Yeah, so I used that one up as well, so you only get one shot at that between boss battles. This guy didn't move at all during that whole sequence. Really, I should not have taken 2 hits from that guy. Still haven't recovered my runes. Oh, it's right there. Sorry, big boy, not happening. Oh, he avoided that. Really? He should not be able to get up here. He should not be able to do that. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna make a mad rush to try and get my runes back. Wow. It's definitely not easy. I'm struggling with that. I'm gonna stop locking on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave those guys alone. I mean, I've covered that area already now. He's still gunning for me, but he won't be for long. Damn. But as you can see, I mean, when you go off the beaten path, I'm not really finding any sights of grace, which is definitely surprising me at this point. I definitely thought there'd be more of them. They're definitely harder to find once you go away from the normal path. But I'm so close to dying right now that I can't take any risks. I need to head back to the Grace. I mean, level 19 sounds impressive enough, but because you can only increase one stat at a time, your actual, like, literal stats, I don't think they increase that much. Now, I still want to explore, like, this sort of area. I also want to know if the giant here respawns. No, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, it does. Yeah, okay. So I guess once you get good, you can farm that guy, if you really want. You can just steamroll through this section. So I'm slowly going to start to get a bit closer to where I started the session, and probably end the session with some attempts against the boss again. Honestly, I don't feel like I have much chance, but... Oh, I got a second smithing stone at last! Oh my god. That took a long time. Okay. Well, that gives me slightly more chance, I guess. So, final bit of exploration for this session before we... Well, it doesn't let me do it on horseback. Fine. Right, I'm gonna get off, this is annoying. Might be able to squeeze in another upgrade or two. Oh boy. That's a bit rude. So that's what they can do. At least I had the HP to survive it. So it's a site of many golden runes. Good. Wow. There's more runes around than I thought. This is legit. I don't even know if this respawns. Is it one of these things where if I come back here after a certain amount of time, I can grab more runes? Oh. I swear everything out here is trying to get you. Go away. It's like Australia. So map-wise, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. I feel like the horse is like versatile enough, and it's so much better at traveling than my character that I do kind of prefer to travel with the horse. You guys know I'm more of a travel on foot kind of guy, but I think with Torrent I'm treating it a little differently. So this is Land of the Giants, and it's funny that a time will probably come in like 30 hours, 40 hours, where I can probably go up to those guys and just slay them all relatively easily. But I mean, some time yet before that. Now we do have a place here. I see some grace. Okay, we've got a new NPC. Cool. Cool. It's one of the first ones we found that's a bit off the beaten track. Need 2,600. Okay. At least we've got plenty of runes. War Master's Shack. Very impressive armor.
Not seen you before. Name's Bernard. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order?
Again, we just say yes to everything.
Yes, you're a Tarnished through and through. Takes me back. But that's a quality needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time, too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper Tarnished, like you.
Learn skills, excellent. Right, what are we missing? Ash of War, nice. All melee armaments. Endure. Warcry. Spinning Slash. We already got one of those. Stormblade, usable on sword source weapons and terminate accepted Stormblade quality. Wow. Quick Step. Ooh, Quick Step sounds interesting. Impaling Thrust. Yeah, I could definitely try some of this. So let's talk to him a little bit more first, and then I'll cash in some of these runes.
There's a myriad of battle arts in these lands that I've yet to discover. Mementos of all the warriors who raised their arms in battle, lost and died. A fine tale, all told, of true chivalric romance. That's how I fell in love with the sword and the arts of combat. It grants meaning even to falling in battle, to death itself. Not floating your boat, eh? Well, there's no rush. Knowledge of the arts can wait another day.
No, it most definitely can't. Let's cash this stuff in. I'm going to head to the smith after this anyway, so I'm just going to give you everything.
There you are.
So, I like the look of this. I feel like that could be good. Endure. Could be cool. Stamp Upward Cut. Warcry. Yeah, we saw like the samurai sort of guy having that, and Quick Step. That's the other one I wanted.
Well, until we meet again.
Right, that's more like it. Now I need to have a look at this War of Ashes business.